What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Since the last episode, we did yet another stream where we were just trying to see if maybe in the future our foot traffic issue with the Pirate Zone would kind of resolve itself. And it seems like once our 3 flat rides here reach the classic reputation, it does seem like foot traffic will improve slightly. Still not going to be great, right? Still not going to be like the Western Zone is, but it'll definitely get a little bit better. Another thing that we tested was with Cascade over here. Basically, it's like 50% water ride and 50% coaster at the moment. So we were testing to see if making it more coaster than water ride would make the Prestige better, and it was so much worse, it's honestly insane. So even though this isn't the proper way to design this ride, we're gonna keep it because the Prestige is just too good to pass up. Another thing that I was working on actually off camera this morning was the Undertaker restaurant. There were just a couple of fine details that I really felt like this place was missing. Most notably, there was no mention of the year 1998 anywhere, so we fixed that. I believe these signs used to say like Barry Bros or Barry Brothers, something along those lines. We have 2 new signs that say 16 feet. For obvious reasons, I don't think we need to get into that right now. And then we have a literal Hell in a Cell atop one of the buildings. Dude, I don't know why I didn't think to do this stuff a long time ago. It's just so perfect. It really is. But what the heck are we going to do today? Well, I think we're going to add some additional buildings to the Pirate Zone. We're going to do some general park management things. And then while we're waiting for these 3 current flat rides to reach that classic reputation, we're going to be adding in a 4th ride smack dab in the center of this lake right here. And something I totally forgot to mention is the queue for Whirly Rig has been extended. I brought the boardwalk out a little bit so we'd have a little bit more space for a longer queue, because this line is getting, as you can tell, very, very long. I think I want to start working on the new flat ride out here first. That way we can kind of get it up and running and start making some serious buku bucks from the thing. So all we're going to do is duplicate that big old boardwalk that we created for Rocktopus. We're just going to move it on over to a nice flat piece of land. So what ride could we possibly add that's both going to fit the pirate theme and also draw a decent crowd? Well, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, Ascendance has always been a crowd favorite. And there just so happens to be a similar ride that's even taller. Even taller, even more extreme, the Screaminator 9000. And I just feel like this is the perfect ride to add to the Pirate Zone. It doesn't really fit the pirate theme, right? But it's pretty dang sick. So we're gonna go ahead with it anyways. So I'm sure you guys probably know the deal by now. We're just gonna slide this on over top of the boardwalk here. Try to make sure it's as center as we can get it, you know, as close as we care to get it. That looks pretty solid to me. And then we'll take our paths, get rid of the railing on that. Also, oh, it's going to be... We can get rid of the curb here, but it's going to be floating, so the curb's just going to reappear once we place it over top of the water. It's fine. You know what? That's not that big of a deal. So, let's do a group selection. I'm thinking this might actually be too big for that area, but I'm thinking this should be enough space for a decent-sized queue. But we'll select both the boardwalk and the ride, and we can just start sliding it on over. We'll see if it's gonna fit. I mean, I'm thinking we're gonna have to make some modification to the thing. Honestly, maybe we won't need to. That is pretty dang solid. We will have to do something with this little dock over here, unfortunately, but should be as simple as just deleting it. Maybe we could find a better home for it somewhere else, but for right now, we're just gonna straight up scrap the thing. Originally, I had planned to put both the entrance and the exit here on the Adolf Gooch. Adolf Gooch. Aaron Gooch. And Stacy Gooch. The Gooches. What a name. What a name. I was just trying to click on the dang boardwalk here. So originally, I was planning on adding both the entrance and exit to the boardwalk with the fountain, but I think what would work a little bit better as far as like our mechanics go is if we just rotate the ride this way and have our exit path branch over to this other boardwalk. I think it'll be easier for our mechanics to go around and repair rides since these two exits are so close to each other. I just can't get over the Gooches. Dude, that is quite the name. The Vista points over here do need to get deleted because people kind of get hung up on them, as you would have seen with the Gooches just then. God, dude, that's horrible. Okay, so entrance will be here. Exit will be on this side. We will need to extend this slightly so that it can reach this other boardwalk. We've got the exit path all finished up. The queue is now complete as well. With the rides that are on the boardwalks, it is really challenging to try to work in priority pass, entrance, and exit as well, which is why we just haven't been doing that. But I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. It's definitely not going to make people want to buy priority passes, though, which does kind of suck. So let's see what we have for sequences here. Wait, 1 tower drop. I thought this ride was supposed to be better than Ascendance. At least Ascendance has like multiple different sequences. This just has 1 drop. Okay. We could add more tower drops. Let's test 3 tower drops. And we'll see what happens. We're gonna rename this to the Screaminator 9000. If you guys could try to come up with some name that seems a little bit more piratey, that would be cool. Let me know down in the comments. Also, I mentioned stream earlier in the episode. If you've missed any of the previous Planet Coaster streams, please do check out the second channel, Toogii 2. Not for just Planet Coaster streams, but any stream that I've ever streamed. It's all over there. So please do go check it out. The results are in, and boy, are they surprising. We have a prestige of 1,413 somehow. And then look at the test. The nausea, 6.6. It's in the red, which is obviously bad. So I'm gonna remove the 3rd tower drop, and we'll see if it's gonna be a little bit better as far as the nausea is concerned with just 2. We've got a nausea rating now of 5.72, which is way better. It's not in the red. Fear is 5.88, which is in the green, right where we want them. And then excitement, 4.75, which I believe is better than when we had 3 tower drops. Let's see what 1 will do. Our prestige was like 1,300. It honestly didn't go down that much. Kind of surprised by that. But maybe 1 is actually the best. Nausea 5.3, fear 5.6, excitement 5 on the nose, and we only have a prestige of 735. So 2 tower drops, 100% the move. 3, probably too much. Probably a bit too scary for most people. So with prestige of 1323, we're gonna take that divided by 35 to get a ticket price, good Lord, $37.80. And we will open her on up. What is our queue scenery rating? 100%, probably because of the boardwalk, but also because we have these other buildings around the queue. That's good. That's good. We don't have to do any trees, any rocks, any plants. I'm a big fan of that. Saves a lot of time. Something we need to do now, though. Okay, janitors are thinking about quitting now. That is like the 2nd one that I've seen that's unhappy. The 3rd one that I've seen now that is unhappy. Okay, like I said before, we're going to do some general park management today, and we will get into that. Hopefully we can make them want to stay. But before we get to that, we need to recolor this ride to make it a little bit more piratey, if that's even possible. So colors that we have right now are blue, yellow, brown. We have a little bit of red from Rocktopus. And we're kind of already using those colors on the ride, aren't we? Let's try a couple things. We'll make some changes, see if it's gonna look any better. I've decided to keep the ride colors pretty much the same, though I did change the order that they're in, and I also made sure that like red, for example, is the brightest red that it can be. Yellow, same thing, and blue, same there. So it looks a little different. I think it's better than it was before. Of course, if you guys have any recommendations for the colorway of the ride, please do let me know down in the comments. Last thing we need to do. Oh, reliability is low. Okay, so we will make that inspection every 10 minutes. And then this is going to be 120. And we'll change this to full load. There we go. We are ready to rock. Once our first group of guests get on and get off the ride. Did they actually ride it? I saw them get on the ride. I did not see the ride move, which is weird. Hopefully they'll just come right back around and get back in line. Let's see if anyone else is willing to pay the entry price. I've run out of money. Okay, so those people are going to go try to find some more money. I am going to put maybe just one ATM just to the right of the entrance. That should help. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add the ATM where I wanted to because the queue kind of gets in the way on the backside. So we have one ATM here, another just over here, and that should help. Hopefully, so long as people realize that the ATMs are there. Victory has officially reached the classic status. That's exciting stuff. So, prestige is still pretty poor. That's kind of whack. 394 divided by 35, 1125 is what we can charge for it now, and that's a great price. Multiple staff members have quit. Yo, I couldn't even get to you in time. Okay, we're gonna rehire you because I believe they're trained already, and I really don't want to train more people. So Edgar, that's a rehire as well. Why are you guys so unhappy though? That's what I don't understand. Let me check on someone who's not quitting, but they were thinking about it earlier. What is problem? I think I deserve a raise. Is that right? Hang on just a second. Let's head into staff under our janitors. They are all trained up to level 3 now. And the ones that aren't complaining, are these guys complaining as well? Oh, no, they are complaining. Okay, so let's go from 75 was what they were getting paid before. Let's just do $100. I mean, surely they'll be happy with 100 schmackaroonies. Beats 75, right? That's a pretty substantial raise, I think. So we've got 2 in Pirate, 2 in Western, and then 3 in the central area. I'm half tempted to add 1 more janitor to the Western zone and 1 more to the Pirate zone. But we'll try to do that later, right? Now we just have to add the Screaminator 9000 and these other ATMs to our Pirate work roster. There we go. Done deal. Now we'll have mechanics on standby, ready to inspect and repair that thing when it inevitably breaks down. We know it will. Prestige has not budged since our first group of guests have gotten on and gotten off the thing. That's nice. Screaminator 9000 looks too intense for me. I don't have enough money to go on Screaminator. It'll iron itself out. Just give it time. All right, just give it time. How much longer do we have to wait till Whirly Rig is classic? 1 year. And Roctopus? Also 1 year. Any day now. Any day now. All right, I've gone around and adjusted all the prices for the rides in the Pirate Zone, so we're looking good there, but I think it's finally time to start working on the general park management that we've been talking about. So, as I mentioned earlier, I think we're going to add an additional janitor to the Pirate Zone and 1 additional janitor to the Western Zone. If we pull up our management, we can get them squared away where they need to be. So this guy who was working the Pirate Zone is now going to be Western. And then these 2 are both going to be Pirate. I guess I did put him down in the Western Zone, didn't I? Let me help you out, bud. We'll just move him right on over here. There it is. All right. And then, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to train either one of these until May 16th, which is coming up, 6 days away. Not too shabby. We're going to shift our focus from janitors now to our mechanics. You can see here we actually have 3 mechanics working in the central USA portion of the park, which, in my opinion, that's too many. So, Modesto over here, I'm sorry to say, you are getting canned. I hate to do it, but we're saving $175, which won't save us any money on marketing, but it's a good excuse to get that going again. We'll just do 1 month, no auto renew. We'll see if that helps. We have 2,000 guests in the park at the moment without doing any research whatsoever. So I'm hoping we'll hit 2,700, maybe 3,000 guests. That would be kind of sick. Also, look at the amount of foot traffic now in the Pirate Zone. Dude, it's getting so much better. It is still not the Western Zone, right? But it is improving. It's about time. Moving on to security guards. We actually have 3, technically, in the USA portion of the park. 1 in South USA, which is pretty much just the main entrance. Also, look at how many people are just flooding the front entrance right now, dude. That is good to see. And not everyone is immediately going to the left to the Western Zone. Some people, not a lot, but some people are going straight to the right to the Pirate Zone, which is excellent. That is exactly what I wanted to see. So, having said that, we have 3 in the USA Zone. We only have 2 in Western and 2 in Pirate. So, we are going to be hiring 2 additional, 1 in Western, 1 in Pirates, and I'm hoping that that's going to help with our pickpocketing, because it is getting so bad. We keep getting notifications about it. Pickpocket victims all time, 4,200. The guards have only chased half of those. That is sad. And then pickpockets apprehended all time, 619. So we definitely need more security. We're going to train up our janitors, James and Carrie, and we will give them a little pay bump, you know, a little some, $75. Something else that we could do to help out our security guards is we could add additional staff resting facilities with the security office perk, so they would have better detection rates, and I think they'd probably appreciate that. But I don't want to commandeer one of our existing staff resting facilities. I do think we should probably add some new ones specifically for security guards. But we were so close, you guys, so close to having 3,000 total guests in the park. We were right there. I think we might have hit it for a second, but then we had a couple of larger groups of people leave. It is what it is. And I think our marketing just about done. So there's still hope. There's still hope. We're at $29.94 right now. It could happen. It could still happen. Anyways, our first security resting facility is going to be back here. So I'm just going to move this wall and window to this location, and then we can just slide our new staff resting facility right on under there. We are going to split that from the building and lower it down until it doesn't clip through the queue on top, right about there. It's as good as it's going to get. And we're going to need some type of opening around that thing. What did we use over here? Oh, it's the same arch. It's just further back. So we'll just copy that and place another one a little bit further back. There we go. I don't love how you can see like the steel framework and stuff clipping through that, but that's fine, right? We just needed another building to put the security thing inside of. So let's change that. 3 is probably going to be the max capacity though, right? Because we only have 3 security guards in this area. Theoretically, that should be all the people that are resting in it. Looks like our 2 new janitors are ready to be trained once again, so we're going to do that and then bump up their pay from $75 to $100. Let's check in with our security guards, see if they're ready to be trained for the first time. There we go. We'll bump this up to maybe 85 temporarily. They're in this weird in-between phase. We want them to get to their 3rd training level, and then we'll pay them 100 schmackaroonies. This South USA security guard is going to get switched to the Central USA work roster, and then under that work roster, we need to add this new building so that they'll actually use the thing. And there we go. The central USA portion of the park is all buttoned up, ready to rock. Now we just have to do the same thing to the Western Zone and then the same thing to the Pirate Zone. But for over here, this is where we're going to need to add some new buildings. I'm thinking if we add buildings, probably like these pirate houses that we used in like the pirate town square area. I think if we add those along the water's edge here, we could probably implement a security office somewhere in that. As for the Wild West Zone, we're going to be utilizing one of our unused buildings. I think this was supposed to be a casino or something like that. So we're just going to quickly add in one of those staff resting facilities. I had to kind of make a little ramp for them so the path wouldn't look super weird. Screaminator 9000 is broke down. Rutro Raggy. It's fine. It'll be fine. Security office, max capacity 3. Perfect. And then once again, under work rosters for the Western Zone, we gotta get this place added to it. Otherwise, they literally won't use it ever. Come to think of it, I'm not so sure that these are even gonna get utilized right now anyways, right? Like, why would they choose to rest in this one over this one? Or the one by the main entrance, you know? So I think we're probably gonna end up having to make like 3 additional work rosters just for our security guards in each of their respective zones. But we're not going to worry about that just yet. We still need to add another building out here. That way we have somewhere to put our security staff resting facility. So I will see you guys in just a few minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, after some real quick building modifications, this is what we've got. Now, I didn't want this second building to just be a facade, just an empty shell. So as the sign would suggest, we do have a nice little restroom block in there for the guests. And then this guy over here is, of course, our security office. So now that we have all 3 of our security offices in place, what we need to do now is start making a custom work roster just for our security guards. So I'm going to start by just making a nice big selection over the entire thing here. And then we just have to go through and deselect the other staff resting locations. And that's honestly it. That's really all we have to do. We're going to rename this one Pirate Security, and it is ready to go. We'll apply our staff members to it in just a moment. But we need to do the exact same thing now to the Western Zone and, of course, the USA portion of the park. Looks like Fred and Rupert here are finally ready to be trained up to level 3, and that deserves a raise. 100 schmackaroonies for the both of you. Now, for Central USA security guards, they are going to be put on the USA security work roster, of course. So we'll just get those 3 switched around. And then Western, same deal. Going to be on Western security now. Last but not least, the Pirate security guards, of course, switching from Pirate to Pirate security. And there it is. Let me check in on our janitors real quick. Did I remember to train them up to level 3? Okay, good. We've already done that. Pirate Plunge has broken down. That's less than ideal. How we doing, though? 2,300 guests in the park. We've only got almost $16,000 on us. Let's do 3 more quick marketing campaigns. We'll disable auto renew. We've spent $230,000 and counting on marketing, but it really has helped the park out tremendously. So I'm expecting maybe now we'll hit that 3,000 total guests in the park. We've only got 2 more months until Whirly Rig over here reaches its classic reputation, and Rocktopus, 6 months. 6 months from now, all of our foot traffic issues that we've been having with the Pirate Zone will be done, over with, and sorted, and that is such a great feeling, honestly. But even right now, like, our foot traffic doesn't seem all that bad. It is still not anywhere near the Western Zone, I know, but it's getting better. It is certainly getting better, and I definitely think that our new ride, the Screaminator 9000, I definitely think that helped us out tremendously today. But on that note, I do think that's where we're going to have to wind things down at for now. So once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.